Hey Kathy, so I wanted to show you how I'm using Microsoft Teams to communicate and pass out information, share handouts or whatnot with students. That's all I use it for. I actually use a combination of Smart Notebook, screencasting, which this is what it is. It records whatever's on my screen, and then I upload it onto YouTube, and that's how I'm actually teaching uh, the math for the students. So let's go to the third period here. So how I do that is, so if you go to these tabs up here, go to Class Notebook, and you have to set it up. Just click that you want to set up a Class Notebook, and once it's done, if you click on this arrow right here, it's going to open up more of these. And under Content Library, that's where I have the things that I create, the chapters, and each one is just a different chapter. And if the reason I like this is because whatever you create, it displays it for the students, but they can't edit it or they can't add anything to it. It's a class notebook, and so this is how I kind of share information with the students. So notice here I have vocabulary, and then the rules, and I isolate it, or I separate it into each section, so that way they can refer back to it as needed. And all they have to do is click on it, and then it'll tell them how to use percent change, or if they forget a definition, they can go and do that. And so notice here that vocabulary is in front and then discount is staggered. So to do that, all you have to do is if you right click it, and you see where it says make subpage or promote it. So make subpage pushes it to the the right, and then promote pushes it to the left. So I did that just to make it easier to read. So if you notice here, you just type in a new page. You click new page at the bottom here, and you can create a page. And there it is right there. So if I wanted to add a definition, I can just click on it and type. Or if you wanted to copy or paste an image, you can do that as well. And then it'll pop up here, and then the students in third period will be able to see it. And so if you wanted to create a new chapter, you just go here and click section, plus section, and this creates a new chapter. So let's make module 11, and there it pops up module 11. So here it is. I can grab it and move it to the top. That way when the students open it up, they'll know that that's the most pretty newest one. Yeah. So what I also like about this is, so right now we're on module 9, and so I'm having them click here, and then here is the directions. All they have to do is click on these links, and these are the links that go to YouTube, where I do the teaching and the recording, the screencasting on Smart Notebook, and it's all uploaded there. And once they're 9.2, they can work their assignments. And then I have a video where I go over the problems where I think they'll struggle with. And then the last video is just the answers so they can check their work. So once they're done 9.2, they go to 9.3, repeat the process, day 1, day 2. And then when I put in 9.4, I'll add it here. And then I'll add here 9.5, and etc. What I like about you going in this method is, so once I create this for period 3, I don't have to go and do it for each individual period. So period 4, period 5, and period 1. I can actually copy this over, and it will copy it to each individual period. So if I right click module 9, if I click module 9, I go up here to class notebook, there's a tab here, and I click copy to content library. So it's going to copy, it's going to ask me which of these sections do I want to copy. So I'm going to say, let's say I want to do module 9. So I'm going to click module 9 here, and then it'll say, well, which period do you want to copy? So then I'll just post it into the other periods, period 1, 2, and 4. And once you select them, you click copy, it will copy it over, and so I don't have to keep repeating this process for each class. That's what I like about this. what I don't like about this is, so let's say I've copied module 9 over, and so now all the other periods have module 9 just exactly like period 3. So let me delete these. So now let's say it's another day and I'm ready to add 9.4. Okay, so I add 9.4, and then I put all the stuff that I want to put down here, and I'm ready to send it or copy it to the other period. So if I do the same method, I copy it over, module 9, if I copy this over to the periods again, it creates a double because there's already a module 9 in period 1, periods 2, and periods 4, if that makes sense. So because there's already a module 9 over there, if I copy another one over there, it creates a duplicate, and so it starts to get really cluttered. And so the only way I've found to go around that is before I copy it over, I have to go back and go through every single, so I have to go back to Teams, go through each individual period and delete the module 9 from every period before I'm able to copy it over from the one that I just updated. So that's the only downside that I found from doing it this method. And so hopefully that isn't too confusing. So you just have to delete the chapters before it duplicates, I guess, if that makes sense. So that's one way you can send out information. The other way that I've been trying that I really starting to like more actually is if you go to Files, instead of doing the class notebook way, you can just create a folder. And so that's what I did here. So you click New, and you click New Folder, and then you can rename this folder. So here's Module 9, and if you click this folder, there are the same video links that I have that I've uploaded. So I can just upload it from my desktop, and once you upload it, it becomes a file here. The students are able to click on it. It's taking a while to load, sorry. And see, once it loads, it's the same exact information. The students click on it to go to the YouTube page where I'm showing them how to work through the problems. And so that's another method. The only downside of this method is that I don't think there's a copied method. Like you can't copy it to each individual period. So you would have to go through each period and then individually create a folder and upload the documents that you want into each individual folder. So that's two ways I do it. Another cool thing that I want to quickly go over is that these tabs over here. So I've added this Khan Academy 7th grade tab, and it's just a direct website to the Khan Academy. And so these are all the 7th grade stuff they work with. And so to do this, if you have a website that you want to add, this little plus sign is how you add it. So you click Add a Tab, and so all these apps pop up, and the one you want to click is a website. So there's all these other things you can do if you want to play with it. I mean, Teams there's just an enormous amount of things you can do with it. And so the name of the website, let's Khan Academy, or if you have a science website you want to put in, and then you just copy and post whatever the link is and click save, and then it'll pop up right next to the uh, the, the tab here. And so you do have to do this for every period. And so whatever article, or let's say there's something you want to share with the students, you can do that. And then one more thing for the files. Let's say you have a lot of documents, but one is more recent or you want the kids to focus on. You can actually click these little dots right here. These always gives you more action. And you can go to pin to the top. So if I pin this to the top, this will be at the very top because it's telling the students, and the program tells you that this is important. That's why it's at the top. So it'll stay at the top, which I do like. It's actually kind of neat. So that's another thing you can do. If you ever want to remove it, you just go back and unedit it and unpin it, and then it'll move it back to normal. The last thing I kind of want to talk about what I do with Teams, and I'm trying it, is on the left here you see these their channels. So this is the general channel, and when I first started, the students, they would type a lot of nonsense and kind of chat around. And so what you can do is, well, one, you have to talk to them about being responsible digital citizens, and you can also just turn off the options to chat. So if you, again, these little dots always gives you more options. So if you clicked here and you go to manage channel, so anyone can post messages. That's when students can post. And if you click only owners can post messages, this prevents them from chatting. So this actually stops them from posting anything. And if you go to analytics here, it's kind of neat. It shows you how many users are here and then how many have used in the past week. So it's kind of a neat little thing you kind of play with. What I've done is I created a separate channel for Module 9. So let's say you want to talk about a separate chapter. You can go here and add a channel. And so I'm trying this. Since we're on Module 9 right now, I created a separate Module 9 channel, and so I put a post here, everything about Module 9. If you have questions, if you have work, if you want to post it here, we can have a class discussion. And if you have a question, then someone in your class probably has the same question too. So there's something new I'm trying, and we'll see how it goes. I already have a student here asking, a couple of questions here. And so when I post this here, all of the students can see it. And again, just reminding them that you just got to be responsible. Whatever they post will be lingering and stay on. If something is up there and you don't want anyone to see, or that you want to get rid of it, you can always go to the text. And again, these little three dots will give you action, and you can always delete it. But just again, like whatever they post is going to be on here. And so that's kind of how I'm using it. What I'm recording right now is called screencasting. I mean, if that's something you're interested in, I can show you how to do that too. If you have any questions, again, just feel free to ask me, all right?